Welcome back to my client success life stories. Today I've got Chelsea on, who's part of my Scale Mastermind. She is absolutely smashing it and I can't wait to share her story with you guys. We currently have Mastermind enrollments open until this Sunday. We had 5 spaces available. We were just doing a really small enrollment because we don't normally do it this time of year, and 3 spaces went super quickly. So if you are wanting or you're on the edge of thinking about Mastermind, then drop me a message and we can have a chat. I do the calls, so we can just have an informal chat, see where you're at in business, see if it's right for you, see if you qualify, and then we can go from there. There's never any pressure with my calls. So just waiting for Chelsea to join. While we're doing that, I'll let you know how it works. So basically there are 2 masterminds. One's called Growth and one's called Scale. So the Growth Mastermind is all about those that want to get to £6,000 months and get fully booked. So there's a lot of home-based businesses, small salons, educators, that type of thing. And then with the Scale Mastermind, it's about salons, clinics, training academies and coaches that want to get past 20 to 50k now. I'm going to go quiet because sometimes it knocks me off when they're joining. Hello.
Are you okay?
Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. Sorry, I'm just trying to work out. It's my first live, so I'm like, what am I doing? There we go. Look, we're on.
We're live. Are you in the clinic?
No, I'm actually, well, I was this morning, but I've just quickly come home because I've got meetings this afternoon, so just working from home, so that's good.
Lovely. Well, welcome. Thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, I love it that all the masterminders are doing loads more lives at the moment and getting visible, which is really good stuff. Everyone's coming together, which is so nice to see.
Yeah, no, definitely. I love that. It's so different. Like I talk on my phone all the time on stories and whatnot, but live's just different process, isn't it?
It is, and I think it's because we can't
It's gonna
retake. We're
make
not like,
this.
I just said this
No,
wrong. Let
absolutely
me.
not. Oh my goodness.
It's literally like live and go. Like it's just how it is, and it can be quite distracting when you see people join and then comments, and you're like, ah. But
I know,
anything.
actually, talking about that, I might just.
Oh, you've gone silent now. We've knocked you off.
Oh, there we go. No, am I
Oh, there you
back?
go.
Sorry, I
Yeah,
had
you're
to put
back.
my phone on Do Not Disturb because I was having all of these like messages come through. Like, sorry, I'm busy now.
No, so I wanted to interview you to tell us your experience on Mastermind and how you've been finding it. And then let's talk about your education side to the business, which is just taken off amazingly for you and
Yeah,
where
it
your
is.
real like passion and everything lies. So obviously you've been in Scale Mastermind for about a year and a half now.
Yeah.
What was your reason for joining and what has kind of been your journey in this time?
I mean, it's been a journey. So the reason why I joined was because I was at a point where I was just working for myself in my little clinic at home, and I'd taken on like a new staff member and stuff, and I just didn't know how to grow because that, in terms of business, is a completely different aspect to you just being a self-employed person that just works for yourself. And
Mhm.
I just needed to know how to take that next step, really. Like, what did I need to focus on? Because I just found that it was really quite overwhelming to think about everything that I had to do and to not know what to prioritize or what to look at, if I was doing the right thing or if I was doing the wrong thing. And it was just a lot. And it took me a while initially to come to you as well, didn't it, Kate? And I couldn't, and then I went for the risk and I was like, no, I just need to do it because I need some help.
Mm.
And there's no doubt about that, that you've helped me in the last year and a half. So we now have 2 clinics and a training academy in that time. So
That's actually quite crazy, isn't it, when we say it like that, like
like a
from
little bit.
there to there.
Yeah, a little bit mental. So I think I was thinking about getting our second clinic, and I just didn't know how to go from that stage because I remember you always saying like second location is the hardest and you have to plan that strategically, and we did, and it was a really, really tough year, but at least I like my expectation levels were where they should have been, and without your help it would have been, well, I just don't know where I would be and technically without it, because without that sort of like education and someone who's been in that before, it's difficult to know if you're doing the right things or not. Do you know what I mean? It's like accountability as well, like keeping you
Yeah,
accountable to what you need to do.
I think the accountability piece for me, being coached by people too, is the main thing for me. Like,
Yeah,
I sometimes I'll go, okay, well, I'm fine on my own, and I am fine on my own. But then it's like something happens, and I just need to speak to that person or get back on track. And sometimes for me as well, in the mastermind I'm in, I'm like, don't necessarily need this call, and then I'll jump on and I'll be like, oh, I did need that call, or it's
yeah,
given me like more, accountability to move forward to the next thing.
yeah.
And sometimes when you're just in the trenches of it, you just don't realize you need that until you're physically in it.
No, definitely not. I mean, I hope you like my 12-minute voice note that I sent you the other day. 'Cause I just then like, okay, I've got a list now. I need to speak to Kay about like, let's go through it all. And it is that like when you're in a predicament, you've almost got a business partner without having a business partner. Like, without the outlay of like the huge cost of having somebody else in your business, but you're there to help us, guide us like through it. And I think that's, probably one of the biggest aspects, is that you don't have to be on your own for it, because I think owning a business is a pretty lonely place as it is anyway.
Mm.
Especially if you're wanting to scale and grow, and like even the network of girls, and I don't even speak in the group chat like overly that much. I'm definitely more of an observer, but they're all just like beautiful souls, and when we all meet together, it's so nice as well, and everybody's just got each other's back, so it's just, yeah, it's just a different sort of take on the industry, because usually it's quite bitchy and quite, they're doing better than me or I'm doing better than them, and it's just none of that. Everyone's just like kind of rooting for each other, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it really is that safe space, which I echo all the time.
Yeah,
What would you say your favorite parts? Because with Mastermind, I like to give everything. And like I've been on calls this week for people that have applied, see if they're right for it, see if they're not right for it. And we're like, we give you everything, but it's not to cause overwhelm. I personally do it because everyone learns differently. Like you say, the
yeah,
WhatsApp, you're a observer, whereas some people will really feel that they need that part. Some people like other parts. Some people don't show up to calls, but will literally intake every single part of the portal. What's your favorite parts?
um oh my God, that's so hard, because there's so many. I think that you bring a sense of that it's not just you. So you'll bring other professionals that are really good at like website designing or SEO or mindset, or there's so many aspects to owning a business, and I think it's that what you give. Like obviously you as a coach can give all of these, different aspects yourself, because you've been through the experiences, but you bring other professionals into it, and again they obviously become like mentors and tutors, like Amy for instance. Like she's genuinely, like you two, like one of my favorite people, because of just what the experiences that she has and what she brings as a person as well. And then there's
Mm-hmm.
Adele, and she's amazing with like her mindset and just, empowering women and all of that. And so I think that's my favorite part, is this, that whole networking and getting the best of professionals in their industry, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And it is just bringing people together and having that network. And I think surrounding ourselves with armor, right? Like, it's like a freaking battlefield out there when you're in business. One minute you're up, next minute you're down, and you're just like, don't know where I am. Whereas when we armor ourselves around with like people that get it, and the professionals that could be like, they actually might have a really good answer for this thing that's going on in my business. Like, it
Yeah,
makes such a
absolutely.
difference.
And I think we've been in that situation before, and you've said, do you know what? I think you need to speak to X, Y, and Z, because they'll really be able to help you with that. Most of the time, you can answer the questions yourself anyway. But I think it's just like bringing that community of people you
Mhm.
know, like together. And again, you do the same. Like if there's someone like in the group of the mastermind and you're like, oh, Chelsea, you need to go speak to Jade about this, or you need to go speak to Polly about this, and then you'll do the same with me, whereas you'll get, you know, other masterminders who want to go into training and they'll come and speak to me about it. So
Mm.
it's like you're trying to include everyone, because you have that sense of if everybody wins then you win, and I think that's really nice, and you just don't get that huge amount just generally in the industry.
No, definitely not. And even like we've obviously both partnered with Contour as well. Like that most really wouldn't happened without masterminds. Like I obviously
Yeah,
partnered with them, and then when we connected and I saw what you was doing with laser, I was like, Chelsea's definitely needed in this like area of expertise, and obviously
yeah,
that's flourished and been amazing as well. So yeah, I love that. You also won Masterminder of the Year award in
did.
January. How did that feel? I loved it, like just seeing your face, and you was like, "What?"
I was genuinely like a little bit speechless about it, because we didn't know either that was happening. I'm just really grateful. I think it's just the acknowledgement, because it's been, as much as what people see on like Instagram and everything like about my business and stuff, they think it's all been, you know, fine and dandy and everything's really rosy. And it's been a really hard couple of years. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's been really tough. And I think just putting that aside, it's the resilience and just the like, whatever happens, I'm not going to quit, and we're just going to keep going with it, that I think probably made that, because we've come up against a lot, but then we've also made new bridges with like Contour Group and like yourself, and now the training academy is doing exceptionally well, and yeah, it's just all going in the right places. So I think it was just a bit of like gratitude for myself to be like, no, Chelsea, you are in the right place, you are like doing the right things, even though at the time it didn't like necessarily feel like it. So
I
yeah,
think
it was good.
sometimes we can like speed ahead so much in life and business that we don't take for granted like where we are right now, or
Yeah,
even you just saying in a year and a half you've got from one location to two in a training academy. Like we don't appreciate sometimes what's actually gone on, and you know the the, the growth of the business,
yeah,
because we're still, I'm not there yet, I'm not there yet, what about this, what about this, look at the long to-do list, look at this. And we're all like that. I'm like
yeah,
it myself. I was on my whiteboard this morning and I was like, right, my gosh, I've got this and this to do, and then when I've done this, I've got this, then I'm having a wee and I'm like, right, now I've got another idea, I now need to go back to the whiteboard. Like
yeah,
it's just
totally.
non-stop, right?
It's
But
relentless. It's literally relentless. Like, what was I speaking to you about yesterday? Like my time management, because I only tried to work school hours. So now, like this morning was the first one I am feeling pretty tired about it. Well, I've done it a couple of times, but I now 3 times a week need to get up at 4:30 a.m. to do 3 hours of work before school run, then gym, and then I work for 6 hours, and then I do school run, and then it's my evening done. And it's just having to adapt yourself to the business and your life, and but I mean, what a privilege that is, I guess. And again, like, how much freedom do I have now? People probably think, well, it's not free, you've got to get up at 4:30, but I get every evening with my children and my husband, and I get to be there for all of their things, and I get to choose that. Like, that's completely up to me. I could choose just to work school hours if I wanted to, but my business obviously wouldn't thrive as much if I didn't. So it's, yeah, it's that sense of freedom that I did not have 18 months ago, and that's very absolute fact.
yeah, it's choosing what you want to do with the hours that you have, trying to
Mhm.
balance everything as much as we can. But sometimes, like when there's a million things going on, and then you've got to do school runs or kids' plays or football or whatever happens, but then it's like, actually, I can do this. Loads of parents are missing that opportunity and wish they
Yeah,
had that. So as much as sometimes it feels like another task, it does with me sometimes. I'm like, my God, another thing I've got to go to. But at the same time, I'm like, I wouldn't want to miss that for the world anyway.
absolutely not. That's the thing, isn't it? It's just trying to manage everything as much as you can, and I think you instill a lot of good things into your children as well by being like that. You know, they
Mm.
see me and their dad working really hard, and I it's just building good work ethic, you know, and it's good for you. I think building discipline, and Oh my God, we done a sorry, just to go off task, but we were doing a social media post and it just come into my head about building the business. And I was like, actually, the business has built me. Like,
Mm,
because you don't realize it until you go into it, but it literally changes you and how you think and how you look at every single scenario and what you prioritize and what you don't and what's good for you. Like, I done a year with I gave up alcohol and like, well, didn't vape or smoke, but like anything like that, I just gave
mm,
it up for a whole year. And again, I had to do that because of the business of where I wanted that trajectory to go.
yeah.
um and yeah, it's just it builds you, literally.
I haven't looked at it that way, and it's so true. So true. Because I remember when things have happened in life, and all this will happen to all of us, right?
Yeah.
When you something happens in life and you're like, whoa, but then you're like, but I've got a business to run, I've got teams to look after. It's like we can't just shut shop and like not turn up, right? We've got to build that resilience, we've got to keep on going, we've got to be strong to keep, everything above water. Whereas if we didn't have the business, it would be so much easier to go and get that sick note, not show up, stay in
Yes.
bed. We don't physically have that option, which does
No, no,
make us
no.
stronger and makes us resilient. So yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it does. And I was just like writing it and I was like, oh my God, it has. And that might sound like really cheesy or like cringy, but it's good. That I think it's a real good thing. Like, I feel so much more confident in myself as a person now than where I was. Not saying that an employed job is bad, but when I was an employed job that I didn't like so much, I didn't feel like me and didn't feel like
Mm.
that. I didn't have that confidence in myself because I've built resilience, because building a business is hard. And so if
Yeah.
you can get through them hard things, you then become much harder and tougher yourself, don't you? And that just comes with the territory. And I think that's really helped with the training academy as well, because we've been through really hard things sometimes in like with the clinic and the business there, and then going into a second business, I feel so much more stable with it and I know what I'm working towards and what I'm doing. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
like really helpful.
Yeah, definitely. Let's talk about the training academy.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're queen of queen when it comes to laser, your knowledge, your passion, all the things. Tell us what offerings you've got now, because it's slightly different to when we done our podcast when you was just starting.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have a range of the ways that you can train, essentially. You can have masterclass, so if you're already qualified or something, to say whether you've done a CPD or you've already done an off-qual regulated training, but didn't feel that you had the right training in terms of to build your confidence and your knowledge around it.
Mm,
Unfortunately, we even find with off-qual regulated training, so that's anything that's called a qualification, so like an NVQ or like VTCT or anything like that. And what we find is that because they're so in the old schooled ages of, when you go to school and they teach you about algebra and pi, when really they should be teaching about mortgage rates and interest rates and all things like that. And that's really where our learning has gone with the laser training. And so what we try to factor in is we actually teach you the things that you need to know in order to run the business. So
mm,
a lot of the time people will come to us because they're starting out in a business for laser hair removal or skin rejuvenation or whatever the laser may be, and they're just known about how to look at a textbook and how to read it and how to deliver the treatment. They're not taught on like how to troubleshoot when you get, skin concerns that appear or something that's a little bit adverse and you're not sure how to deal with that because it's just not taught in general practice. And we all know, like, human beings we're unpredictable in how our body responds. So um, we just really teach the things that you need to know, as well as obviously ticking all the boxes to make sure that it's a qualification as well, because it is very important. Our qualifications are about 3 months long, whereas usually if you go for a CPD, it's probably about a day or
mm,
two, usually at the most. So in terms of the knowledge and the education that you would get, it's a lot. And we're
mm,
trying to build a community with everyone that's been with us as well, because you just get ongoing help and support when you come across these challenges, because it will happen. And again, it's a bit like you, it's nice to have somebody there to
mm.
help you, like guide you through it. So Yeah, I would say our qualifications are very different um, to any other regulated training that I've come across anyway.
Yeah, definitely. And I can echo that with obviously everything that I see you do with your students. And you're also offering masterclasses as well, right?
Yeah, so masterclasses that can be of in a day. Everyone thinks it's kind of like it's the same structure for everybody, and it's not. So we actually have a quiz on our link tree, which is on the bio in our Instagram, and you can go in there and you can take this quiz, and it will help you see where your knowledge is. So it will say like, do you feel confident, not confident, or you feel good about this? Like, and it's not a bad thing, but it's to help you know, because there'll be certain questions on there where you're like, God, I literally don't even know what that is. And so you're
Mm.
not confident. And then we assess it and we look at it. We have a free 30-minute call with you, and then just decide where you want to go with your training. Like, how much of the laser industry do you know or do you not know? And it's not their fault. It's just that it's not taught to them. So if you don't know, you don't know something, like you're not going to know that, are you? And I think that's the hardest thing for, especially people who've been doing it years, and
What's the
not getting
biggest
the
problem that
results.
you're seeing? Like, what's the biggest industry thing you're seeing when it comes to laser that you're like, oh, this is not right?
Um, God, there's a few. Try and don't focus too much on what the manufacturers tell you when it comes to like a painless laser, things like that. It's usually a marketing ploy. Understand your insurance documents, and we have a very, very easy way. Like, some people are like, oh my God, that sounds horrendous, but we have a really, really simple way of being able to detect whether you're covered under your insurance, and it will honestly take you 15 minutes every year when you renew it. Won't take you long at all, because that we find. So we have a couple of mentorships in our program, and 90% of the clinics and salons that we speak to are not covered by their insurance without them knowing. And that's purely
Mm.
just because they're not following what their insurance policy says, like clinical note taking, patch testing before increasing settings, things like that. And again, it's not their fault, it's just that they've not been taught these things. So a lot of people
Mm.
aren't insurance compliant, and they buy a laser because they think it's all singing and dancing, but it doesn't necessarily give results. So they're probably the biggest two, I would say.
Mm, interesting. And lots of people are wanting to go into education now as well, especially like the clinic owners, then wanting to go into education. What's kind of been your journey going into education? Like, how have you found it? Because it seems like it's more of a duck to water. This, you've done this out of passion more than anything, I feel. What's your take on it?
Yeah, so any sort of like public speaking, anything around that is just not for me at all. So with the sorry, I can hear myself in the background.
I can't.
Can you not hear me?
No, it's all good.
Okay, sorry. Um, so basically, with the training, when it comes to me talking in front of people, I'm just not that person whatsoever. And I've done it out of passion, because what I've found is a lot of people just don't know what they're doing. And so I've been speaking to them about it, and I'm like, okay, like, I need to help you with this. And I can just see when they're posting things on socials, I'm like, that's actually wrong what you're saying. And that's, again, it's not their fault. It's just that their manufacturer's been told them that they
Mm.
need to promote things in this way, and everything needs to be painless and everything needs to be like this, and it's just not right. And so I've just put myself into really difficult situations where I've come out of my comfort zone, and I think the biggest gain is just trying to help people rather than just help myself.
Mm. I actually feel it's such a valid point as well, because I see people go into education or mentoring or coaching and doing it because they feel like it's the next step, or that's going to bring me more money, or whatever that might be. And then it doesn't work. And it's because the passion isn't there, right? Like,
Hmm.
it has to come from passion first.
You literally have to have it. It's just like a non-negotiable. because the money will fade and you'll find new ways to make money if that's what the thing is. But it's really like we're dealing with people, we're working on people's skin, and you can do some serious harm to them if you don't know what you're doing. And so there's usually two kind of sets of people that want to go into getting a qualification, and usually that is they just want to get a certificate as quickly as possible, or they want to come in and want to have training done because they want to build knowledge and confidence. And they're your kind of two types. And so the first one is always going to do it based on money, and the second one is always going to do it based on passion. And we just usually don't take the ones who just want to. If we say the course is 3 months, they're like, no thanks, I want to do it in 2 days. We're like, yeah, you're not for us.
Yeah.
Because they just won't stick to it. Again, if you're not passionate about it, they just won't stick to it. So that's what we find.
Yeah, definitely. And also coming back to you not being a natural speaker, I mean, I think anyone listening to this or the past podcasts we've done, or when they see you on social media doing all your face to cams, like I remember, I think it was more when we first started working together that was a piece that we was doing, and it was just like you just kept showing up, showing up, being consistent, getting yourself out there. And my gosh, has it paid off with building the business, building your own, confidence and resilience, but then going on to getting other speaking opportunities and stuff. It's really built a whole platform for you.
Yeah, it has. It's I'm really I don't know if I should say this really, but I am quite proud of myself for it, because I'm really like, it's so weird because I was speaking to my son because he was struggling with reading, and now he's just become a free reader at school, which is like really amazing to him. And I wasn't a free reader until I was in year 6. Like, you're nearly going to high school at that point, and I couldn't free read at that age, and I kept telling him that. And so ever since then, like, having to publicly read in front of someone or anything was absolutely like God found me. But now it's because I've built confidence in something that I know my knowledge on. And I think it's difficult to speak about something if you don't feel that you understand it properly. And so I always say, like, when people understand laser, like, can you explain it to an 8-year-old so they would understand? And if you can't explain it to an 8-year-old, then you don't understand it yourself. And that's how I know if even my employees can then revert back to me and explain something in really, really simple terms, whether I know they've understood it or not. But yeah, I've got a speaking event at the British Medical Laser Association in May, which is it's a bit daunting, to be honest. I don't really know what to think about it yet. I'm like putting it to the bottom of my to-do list, but it's stepping out of your comfort zone and just trying to navigate your way through this, because I think it's really important that I do it, because what am I trying to do? I'm trying to change industry standards here, essentially. I'm trying to help people train, and so they actually learn the things that they need to know rather than just what's in a textbook. And so in order for me to do that, to help people, I need to get over my fear of public speaking, essentially.
Yeah, and it's such a massive, massive gig to do that. Like, I'm so proud of you for getting that. But I think each time we stand on stages, it doesn't necessarily get easier. But like you've heard me
Thanks
say
for that.
before, like you've heard me say before, and some other people have heard me say before, like, as long as we focus on this isn't about me, it's about them, it makes it so much easier to get up on stage. It does become easier, but the nerves never completely go, I don't think. Like, there's always something to it, and we're human, right? We're standing in front of people. But
Yeah, totally. Everyone's like looking at you, and like, for my first like stage speaking, like, it's quite big, really.
it's a big one. It's a big one,
Yeah,
but wow, what a
I don't
win.
really do things by halves anyway, so what the hell. Well, I know. I said to my husband about it. He was like, well, I'm sure you're over all of this confidence thing now. Like, you'll just do it, won't you? I was like, I don't know. Am I? Don't feel that I am.
No, you've got
So,
to get out your
yeah.
comfort zone, otherwise
You
we just
do.
don't grow.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Aww. Well, it's just been an absolute pleasure to keep seeing you, keep growing, growing, growing to the next level. I know it's not easy. I know we all have our meltdowns. I know we all sometimes are just like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Like, God, give me strength.
Yeah.
But it is all worth it in the meantime. And like I say, growing personally and in business is what, the two main things are: you're providing for your children, like you're building something for yourself, like all the things, like you're doing really, really, really well. And I just hope you know that.
Thank you so much. Yeah, no, it means so much, and thank you for helping me with it as well, and all the girls in the mastermind, because it's been a journey and it's been so nice. And yeah, like I'll continue to do it as well because it's helped me no end personally and in business. So if you're thinking about it, just do it.
Yeah, definitely. Mastermind applications are currently open. So if you're interested, then drop me a message. I'm sure Chelsea's happy to have a chat with you as well if you want
Absolutely.
someone that's not me. So yeah, feel free to apply. You've got till Sunday. And if someone's interested in training Chelsea, is it best to DM you, go through your quiz on your link tree?
Yeah, either way, DM and do the quiz, whichever. But if you need us to, have a little chat for you beforehand, just to go through a few things, because it is quite daunting with realizing what you don't know, what you do know, then we're here for it. So that's fine.
Amazing, amazing. So get on that next cohort. You're in completely safe hands with Chelsea. I've literally seen the proof of it. So yeah, it's amazing. But thank you so much, Chelsea. You're amazing and keep up the great work.
Thanks so much.
Take care, my darling.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.